What are the differences for who and why do you want a flat setup, an anti-rocker setup, or a freestyle setup? Hi YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. Let's start with the flat setup. It's called flat because obviously you have four wheels the same size, and when you roll, all four wheels are touching the ground. This is the original type of setup that would come on inline skates, first recreational, that then turned into aggressive skates. There was some changes that have been done with the material and with the gear, but still a lot of people prefer to go classic with the flat setup. The main advantages with the flat setup is that it rolls faster, it's easier to maneuver, and the wheels will last longer. There are obviously some disadvantages, and one of them is you need to be a lot more precise with your tricks. When you do your grinds, you need to be a lot more precise, or your wheels will touch the rail, the ledge, the coping, whatever surface you are grinding, and that makes it harder. But at the same time, it can make your skating looks a lot more stylish because you need to bend your foot in a different way. That for a lot of people it's extremely important. Your skating will look more flowy when you have a setup like this. I would actually say that a flat setup is also easier for skating. If you're just starting to skate and if you want to be lower to the ground, usually a flat setup is good because an aggressive skate have a low frame in general, and by using four wheels on the ground they will roll okay. It's not as good as a recreational or an urban skate, but it will roll okay. So I would say that the flat setup would be an amazing setup for someone starting, also for someone advanced who wants their skating to be fast and precise. It's important for you to know that not every single frame on the market will allow you to ride flat. There are frames that will simply not allow you to put middle wheels the same size as the bigger wheels. So right here I have a Create Originals frame which allow me to ride flat 58. This setup right now has 4x 55mm wheels. I like the wheels this size when I ride flat because it still rolls okay, but I still have lots of space for me to grind without having that much wheel bite. Some people prefer to go flat 64. Example, the sponsor of this video, which is Rollerblade, Blank by Rollerblade, just released a new frame, which is a flat 64mm frame. So you can use 4x 64 and still be able to grind with that frame. So you may want to check that. Thank you Rollerblade for sponsoring this video. And now let's go to the other side of the setup spectrum, and that would be the freestyle setup. No wheels in the middle. There are three types of freestyle setups. One like this, which is basically the exact same frame that I'm skating flat, but I just took the wheels off. No bolts, no axles, no nothing. I just keep it like this, so there won't be any interference of the metal, the axles. Some people skate freestyle and they keep the axles because they want to keep the shape of the frame, but you should know that sooner or later you're going to start grinding on those axles. There is a specific freestyle frame, such as the old Shadow Mook frame, which is now the Kaiser Type X. Celtic also makes a freestyle frame. So these are probably the only two options that you have on the market. Other than that, you have this company right here, Create Originals, making some blocks that they call it like the freestyle blocks. Basically, instead of using these two little wheels for anti-rocker, it's just something that makes it flat here. It's gonna look just like this, but it's covering the space that it's left open. 50/50 also makes it, they call it the juice blocks. From what I know, those are the only two freestyle blocks options on the market right now. Other than that, you can just take the wheels off in the middle, and that, well, with that you can make any frame on the market freestyle. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. What are the advantages? Well, the main advantage is that when you have a setup like this, you do not need to be that precise. I can actually say that you don't need to be precise at all. So if this would be the rail, you can do a torque like this, but you can also do a torque like this. Look from the front. You can do a torque like this, but you can also do a torque like this. And what happens is, imagine, if I do a grind with my foot completely perpendicular, I need to be in a certain angle. But the more that I shift it, the less I need to bend. So, for those of you that don't like to bend your knees that much, or you can't bend your knees that much, probably a freestyle setup will allow you to do the more technical tricks without needing that much precision. There are obviously some disadvantages, and one of the biggest disadvantages is that your skate will not want to turn. It's gonna feel like it turns extremely slow. My advice on that is, if you're gonna be skating a freestyle setup, I would advise you to use a shorter frame. By using a shorter frame, you may have less knee problems, because for this turn, you're gonna need to twist your knees and you'll apply a lot of torsion in your knees, which is not that good in the long run. Another advantage that you have with the freestyle frames is that if you want to grind super long on ledges, there's no better setup than these. It's like there's no wheel bite. You can just stay on top and grind forever. Either if it's a back full torque, if it's a back royal, a back torque, it's just easy. As I said previously, your foot in certain tricks don't need to be very precise, doesn't need to be in a pretty position, but you can do the trick. Now, if you're someone who cares about how your grinds look, these may not be your best option. Other than that, another disadvantage that you have with this is that it will roll slower than a freestyle frame, and your wheels will not last as long. You're putting all the pressure in 2 wheels only, and that usually, well, that will make it a lot easier for your wheels to burn faster and to decore faster too. Especially the back one, with all the impact coming on 1 wheel only, it's very easy to decore the wheels like this, but some people still prefer it. Now, one of the inventions that was done at the beginning of aggressive skating was the anti-rocker setup. Anti-rocker. I don't know, is it anti-rocker or anti-rocker? And that's basically, as the name says, the opposite of a rockered setup. A rockered setup is when you have bigger wheels in the middle. Originally was used by hockey skaters to make it easier for them to turn. By having those middle wheels exposed, they would have less space between the 2 wheels on the ground, and that would make simply the skate easier to turn. With anti-rocker, it's the opposite. These 2 wheels are lower. But why would you want the 2 middle wheels? Well, a lot of people that use aggressive skates will skate on the streets. You will roll downstairs a lot. If you're gonna be using a freestyle setup to just go downstairs, it's not that easy. You need these 2 wheels to help you rolling through the stairs. Of course, it's not the same as rolling with a flat setup, which is a lot easier to roll downstairs, to stair bash, but if you're gonna be jumping into a rail and then coming out the rail in the middle, these 2 wheels will actually help you. They don't really roll the same as the front and back, depending on the type of anti-rockers that you have. You can have anti-rockers with bearings, anti-rockers that are just, we call it grind rocks, basically the ones without bearings. These ones right here have bearings. These ones are made out of urethane. You can also have them made out of the same material as your frames. So there are different options of anti-rockers, but one of the reasons why you want them is for stair bashes. So when you jump out of the rail or the ledge and you just roll down the stairs, these will help you. Other than that, having these 2 guides, let's call it that way, having these 2 points sticking and rolling here will make your tricks look better than freestyle. In my opinion, when I do like a torque or a backslide, having these 2 points here, that it's kind of like if my foot start twisting, the wheel goes like, whoop, go back to the position, whoop, go back to the position. While if I just go freestyle, I can keep on rolling and the tricks look weird. Also, it is easier to make a lot of the tricks with anti-rocker compared to flat. And it's even easier to do certain tricks if you are using freestyle. In terms of speed, I would say that the anti-rocker is similar to a freestyle, while the flat is just the fastest. If you want to do more technical tricks like switch ups and all that, some people prefer to have these 2 points, these 2 little wheels, and some people prefer freestyle. Freestyle will allow you to just be smoother on your spinnings and all that stuff around the ledge. But for some people, having these 2 points, it's just easier. Now, you may be wondering, so what is your favorite? Well, for me, it really depends. I can't really say that I have a favorite. I can say that over the past 5 or maybe even over the past 10 years, I have not been skating freestyle. I skated freestyle for this video, but I haven't been skating freestyle in a long time. I do like to skate flat, especially if I skate transitions or if I'm gonna be skating street, but I'm not that technical as I used to be. If I want to do some more technical skating, if I want to skate some ledges, if I want to skate some rails and all that stuff, then I would prefer to use an anti-rocker. I am still not fully converted to anti-rocker or to flat. I still skate both, and I honestly think that's the best. I honestly think that it's hard to commit to a certain type of setup if you're going to be skating different things out there. Now, some of the best skaters in the world, they commit to that and that's it, which is perfectly normal. If you look at guys like Julian Coudeau is one of the best. He is the world champion of skate park skating or park skating right now, and he skates freestyle, which is the total opposite of what I'm saying right now. He skates big ramps, he does all this crazy stuff, and he uses 2 wheels only. Then you have someone that was the previous world champion, one of the best ramp riders in the world right now too, Joe Atkinson, who skates a flat setup. He skates an aluminum frame, but it's a flat setup. And then you have the person which is probably the best skater of all time. His name is Alex Brosco. And Alex Brosco, independently if he's skating street or park, if he's doing like a huge gap or if he's skating a sidewalk, you will see Alex Brosco skating with an anti-rocker. So there is no 100% this is the frame that you need to use for this. I think it's more something that you're gonna need to try and feel what you like the most. In my opinion, your best option will be to get a frame that allow you to go flat and still anti-rocker. Some of the best options on the market right now would probably be the Create Originals, some 50-50 frames. The Dam frames are good for that. Those are probably your 3 best options that will allow you to go flat, anti-rocker, and obviously if you take the middle 2 wheels, you can still go freestyle. So yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something today. Once again, thank you to Rollerblade for sponsoring this video. And if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. If you didn't like it, you can give me a thumbs down. Please let me know in the comments why you didn't like it. If you like it, make sure to leave me a thumbs up. Make sure to also drop me a comment and let me know what you like about this video, what you learned with this video, and make sure you subscribe. If you really like it and if you want to support what I am doing here, you can always become a patron or a member of this channel. I create lots of exclusive content for patrons and members, and I give them discounts, access to skate courses and all that stuff. So it's up to you. If you can't, just subscribe. Other than that, I'm gonna finish this video as I finish every other video, and that is by reminding you why we all started skating, and that is because it's fun. Cheers, and see you soon.